Hey guys, Zach Style here, coming at you with the deck profile of the Magical Hats gear gears, I guess. A little late on it, I've just been busy the past couple of days. And one thing before we go into it, you can see right here, but I wasn't trying to make the best gear gear deck. Obviously, like Magical Hats and Ancient Gear Gatatron isn't going to make the best gear gear deck because there's more consistent builds and blah blah. What I was trying to do is make Magical Hats, Ancient Gear, Gadgetron Dragon build that was halfway decent and competitive, and I think this is the best I could do running these 6 cards. And it's not really troll. I mean, it can work pretty well, especially when you protect your Gear Gear armor with Magical Hats. You get his effect twice, and then you get 2 Ancient Gear Gatatrons. It gets kind of ridiculous. But yeah, I suggest you guys try it out for yourself and see what you think of it, and see how it plays. It's fun. It's honestly just a really fun deck to play, and you're gonna win a lot. At least I've been winning a lot with it. So we'll go into the deck profile. 3 Machine of Fortress and 2 Machine of Gear Frame. Pretty self-explanatory. Machine of Gear Frame gets out Fortress. Fortress is just really good because they're all machines, and it gives another thing for Ancient Gear Gadgetron. One of the problems with running Ancient Gear Gatatron in Gear Town is that you'll dead draw into Ancient Gear Gatatron a lot, and it's kind of a bitch to tribute for it. But with Machine of Fortress, you just discard Ancient Gear and special summon Machine of Fortress with it. And since Gear Town special summons from the graveyard, hand, or deck, it doesn't matter if it's in the graveyard. So it's actually a pretty good combo. 3 Ancient Gear Gatatrons, just so you can use Gear Town and Magical Hats more than once. And 3 is good for the Machine of Fortress. 2 is alright, but then if you use it once, it's over and you can't use the Gear Town thing again. And it's not bad at 3 with the Machine of Fortress because there's so many times you can discard for it. 3 Gear Gear armor because it's broken and it's an awesome effect. You can protect your Magical Hats, you get all the Gear Gears you need to your hand, etc., etc. 3 Accelerator, 3 Arsenal just because it's what you have to run. Just XYZ summon for armor, for Giant X. Plus to your hand for Machine of Fortress, plus to your hand XYZ to anything you really need, etc., etc. This one's just for, you can get himself out for level 3, you can get him out self like for armor, go again. And I kind of wanted a target for Gear Gigant X when he leaves the field so that, maybe I'll have this in my graveyard and I can special summon him. Just because it's really good when he comes to the field in U+, and he leaves the field in U+. So that's the thing behind that. 3 Gear Towns, just so you can use Magical Hats again more than once, and 3 is fine, especially when you draw into like 2, and you just get a free Ancient Gear Gatatron right there. So that's good. 2 MST, self-explanatory. 2 pots because you have 5 targets you can set, the 3 armors and the 2 gear, or normal summon and the 2 gear frames. So drawing into it first turn is actually pretty good. And just consistency and draw power. Heavy Storm, self-explanatory, Dark Hole, Monster Reborn. Limited removal just because they're all machines. It can be really good potentially. And when you use Magical Hats and get the 2 Ancient Gear Gatatrons in the field, you can just limit removal, making them 6,000 apiece, and go for game. Even if they have a 3,000 monster on the field, it'd still be game if they can't do anything about it. 1 Pot of Average just because there's a lot of monsters in the graveyard, and it's nice to recycle them. Which is a good card. 3 hats, control of the deck. If you guys don't know what it does, I'll just read it real quick. Activate only during your opponent's battle phase. Select 2 non-monster cards from your deck and 1 monster card you control. Shuffle those 3 cards and set them on the field in face-down defense position. The 2 cards selected from your decks are treated as monsters and are destroyed at the end of the battle phase. So what happens is let's say you have Gear Gear armor and they're entering the battle phase. You activate Magical Hats, you take your 2 Gear Towns, you set all 3 of them, which protects your armor if they don't guess it right. And at the end phase, those are destroyed and sent to the graveyard, so they get their effects. And because it doesn't matter that they're not mandatory, because they're sent at the same time, they activate simultaneously. So they both special summon at the exact same time, even though it says you can, and it's not mandatory. So that's really cool. 2 Compulse just to protect your armors, or whatever. Just a good card, in my opinion. I like it better than Bottomless right now. 1 Judgment is Judgment. 1 Mirror Force, it's Mirror Force, and 2 Torrentials just for that easy +2, +3s if your opponent overextends. And the extra deck just has a lot of standard 4 XYZs. You can get into Shockmaster pretty easily with this deck, so he's granted in there. Zen Meister I've used a few times to use Armor's effects again and again, which is pretty good. And then with the Ancient Gear Gatatrons, you can go into level 8, especially if you like limited removal, attack, do a shit ton of damage for them if that wasn't game. Then you just main phase 2, overlay 8, and then you have a 3,000 beater. Plus you can use his other effects, so that's really cool. And then Big Eye, just in case you get 2 Machine Fortresses. I haven't used them yet, but the potential's there. So yeah, guys, there's the deck profile. A few things before I go out here. One, I went to locals 2 days ago, so that'd be Thursday, and I got top four with my worm deck, and I'll post the exact profile for that. So that was pretty cool. I beat, let's see, I faced two 6 AMs, beat them. One, what's it called? Fairy fucking deck. Why can't I think? Master Hyperion deck. I can't think of it right now. Agents. There you go. What else? Face Inzector Ninjas. That was interesting. That was actually my one loss. Yeah, it was a fairly weird deck, but it worked really well. The guy who built it worked it really well. And then I faced a wind up deck in Dark Worlds. So yeah, and it was a good tournament. I lost only once. Top four, got my free packs. I'll explain more strategies and blah blah blah. And also, I'm going to go into a perfecting the art of sighting video pretty soon, just because I've been looking at a lot of like the current meta or current decks that people are running. I think it'd be good just to give like a good 20, 25 cards that people can side depending on their locals. I know my locals has a shit ton of like heroes and shit like that. So yeah, we'll just go into that. So thanks guys, thanks for watching my video. Hope you liked it. Try it out. Again, always give suggestions, comments, feedback, things you want to see, etc., etc. And this is Xstar signing out. I'll see you later, guys. Have a good weekend.